Hi, my name is Jennifer Nanny, and I'm the Director of Alumni Relations here at UNT Health Science Center. Today, I am joined by TCOM Alumnus, Dr. Ricardo Castillo. Thank you for joining us. To start off, how are you doing today?
We are doing great. We're, surviving this COVID-19 pandemic, but other than that, everybody's doing well. So thank you for asking.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that all is well on your end. So to get started, when did you graduate and where did you complete your residency?
I graduated started TCOM in 87, and actually, I'll take it back. I'm thinking about residency. So I did medical school in 1983 through 87, and followed by family practice residency at Scott & White in Temple.
That's awesome. Did you enjoy that?
Medical school or residency?
Either one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and people ask me all the time, would I do it again? And I'd say, well, probably so.
Yeah, but that's a good answer. So, how did TCOM prepare you for your education and for the board exams, or I'm sorry, for your residency and for your board exams, and then life beyond in your practice?
Well, I interviewed several places, and also at TCOM and some of the DO schools that, like some of the prospective students, some of us didn't know everything there is to know about DO school, osteopathic medicine. Mm-hmm. And I had a couple of friends of mine that were at TCOM and spoke to them and learned more about DOs and, did my own homework. And I was quite impressed of the concept of the osteopathic profession. And so when I got my acceptance letters, I was quite, happy of getting into TCOM. And with the, the urging of my friends, so they convinced me to go to TCOM instead of the allopathic medical school. And they prepared me very well. Matter of fact, TCOM was, if not one of the top schools, the number one school in the country as far as DO schools, and and it rated very well against all the allopathic medical schools. The classes, everything that they had planned out for us was just great. Of course, it was challenging, but medical school is not supposed to be easy. So I think they prepared us very well. They have very good support system. So, all of us, we all come from different parts of the country, and we have, different types of environments that we all come from. But they prepared us well, and the professors were very well knowledgeable, very well respected. And I think that helped a lot. And there was different avenues in case we got into situations where we needed help on different levels, and the support group was very good. And I have nothing but, great things to say about the university. As far as preparing me for residency, I think it was excellent because, matter of fact, I was part of the first family practice residency program at Scott & White in Temple. So they had a few DOs come before us in other parts of, other disciplines of medicine there at Temple, but being the first DOs in family practice and also being the first class family practitioners coming through, I think we did very well. We held up. Obviously, they were quite impressed. And I think that set the standards because once we left, more and more DO students were being accepted in the different specialties there in Temple. And so I think, we did very well as far as preparation. I think most everybody in my class did very well on the boards. I think we rated really well. I think we probably came out as the number one DO school in the country. And then when it came down to taking my boards in family practice after my residency, obviously they prepared us well. And I had the basic good knowledge from medical school. I I'm not going to say it was easy, but I did very well on the boards.
Yeah.
So it reflects on my education, and then even when I'm started my practicing in the real world, so to speak. Everybody I think never had any issues with me. Matter of fact, the company I currently work with, I was the first DO they ever hired. So now we have multiple DOs. So I'm not going to brag that I'm the one that started it all, but I think I proved my point on different levels, and so that all goes back to medical school.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like both you and your fellow residents and your classmates kind of paved the way for future DOs, which we can't thank you enough for that. So.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I know it was. We actually got a little bit of, I guess, frowning from our fellow DOs and the boards of the DO profession, but it was. I guess it was something that was something new. I mean, we just evolved, and more and more DO students were doing allopathic residencies,
Yeah.
and I know the DO profession frowned on it, but I think it just worked out real well for everybody, and like you mentioned, we set the framework and the groundwork, and the rest is history, so to speak.
Absolutely. Well, you have to. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to close out all the windows so it doesn't pop up while you're talking. But no, I mean, sometimes the only thing that's constant is change. And I think it's great that y'all paved the way for future DOs to kind of go the allopathic route. And I know it was frowned upon at the time, but I think now it's done great things for the profession. And I know that it will continue to do that. So thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
So backing it up a little bit further to when you were first thinking about going to medical school. I know you said you had some friends at TCOM, but why did you ultimately choose to go to TCOM?
I think, going to a program where you have somebody that's either been there or is going there helps quite a bit. And the same thing when I was applying to college. I wasn't sure where to go, and I thought about a big school, small school, community schools. I think by having some of my good friends that are there, and then telling me, hey, there's really no difference. In matter of fact, DOs actually are more prepared than MDs, and I'm like, really? And so after doing my homework and research, and I said, wow, this is something that will separate us, separate but equal. And so I think that really intrigued me. Instead of just, okay, here's a prescription and take some pain medicines or what have you. We had a different approach, in addition to the standard medicine, to take care of patients. And I think that was what really sold me. And, I have nothing but great things to say about our profession, and I wouldn't have changed my decision even to this day.
That's awesome and great to hear. I'm sure our admissions team would love to hear that as well.
Oh, they were fantastic from day one.
Good. So it sounds like you had a really good time at TCOM. What was one of your favorite memories with some of your older classmates that were there, or with a specific professor? If you can think about
I'm a very outdoors kind of guy, and even from college or high school, I always made time to try to enjoy myself, and it was either athletics or just socializing. And to me, that's also important. I mean, I'm not going to be there 24/7, 365 studying all the time. I mean, there's just no way. I think it makes you a better person if you're well-rounded, and you have other things, hobbies or other interests besides just studying and being isolated, which I don't think that's a good formula for success. So they had support groups, and they had softball teams, and I love baseball, so we formed a softball team. That was great. We had running clubs. Kids would get together and go snow skiing, and when it was time to go, invite each other to each other's houses or whatever places they came from. So it was very like a big family, and that was very important. And so I really enjoyed myself, and it's not about, it's always nice to graduate number one, but, at the end of the day, you could be number 150 or 200 in your class. You still get your DO degree. It doesn't say on your diploma, what rank you were in your class. So you have to enjoy yourself, find time to find other interests. But one of my great memories was, we had a Nutcracker play when I was in medical school, and so we had to dress up in tutus, if you can believe that. So, and a matter of fact, I don't even know if the school still has it, but they had a video there for the long time of the play. So the four of us dressed up in tutus, and we did OMT, manipulation, dressed in tutus. So I thought that was kind of funny. So every time we see my other classmates that were in the play, we always have to bring that up because that's forever in our minds. And so all my teachers were very nice. They were very open door policy, and the bottom line is they want you to be successful and understand what they're teaching, not just memory and throw it back out and you move on, but they want to make sure you understand. So I think my best class was probably neurology. I know a lot of people hate neurology, but Dr. McIntosh, I'm not sure if he's still there, but he would always, his favorite question was on his test was, where's the lesion? So every time I have a neurological problem, I always have to think back of Dr. McIntosh on our practical tests or written tests. His question would be, where is the lesion if I did this and this and this to the, nervous system? So that's a great memories. I can go on, but those are the two main things I remember. And believe me, 4 years goes by really quickly. And so, you think back every time of how you started and when you started, but, you just smile and just say, those are good times. And it was such a great experience that I would never, trade it for anything else.
That's fantastic. And I will have to contact Library Archives to see if we can find that video.
Please do.
Because that would be.
You would laugh the whole time.
I would love that. Well, that you have said, I know you kind of had some nuggets of wisdom in your answer. Do you have, other than, work-life balance, which I think is very important and you discussed, do you have any, no, you're fine. Do you have any other advice that you would offer to an incoming TCOM student?
I would say, just like I did, you'll probably have other offers in other places to choose. There's different reasons why we choose certain things, financial reasons, geographic, family, whatever. But, I would just, do your homework, go ahead and check out the other schools, and see what you think. But at the end of the day, it's like college, like I told my children, you don't know. Of course, parents will say, well, my input is I got to financially, if I'm going to pay it, I'm going to have my input. But,
right.
I would always tell my children is, go see the school, walk around campus, talk to people. And because, you're ultimately going to make that decision and you're going to be there for the next 4 years and maybe beyond if you decide to stay in the Fort Worth area. But that's my best advice. And, this place to me is like a big family. And even to this day, they always reach out to us and what we can do to help make your life better, your practice. If you can, help us being an alumni, which you're so proud of, especially the big stethoscope sponsor that we do, the alumni, to make sure every student has a stethoscope. And that was always a big deal when you got your lab coat and your stethoscope, you feel like, okay, I'm ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
But yes, I would definitely strongly consider TCOM. I know they changed the name, but that's what I still know it as. And you will not be disappointed, and it will definitely serve you well, and you'll be on the you'll be on the road to a good education and beyond.
Well, that is fantastic advice. So thank you so much for sharing that and for generously donating a stethoscope. I know the incoming students were very appreciative of that. So thank you.
Oh, anytime. I can help anyway. I'll be more than happy to.
Well, we appreciate that. Well, thank you so much for taking time today to talk with us. If you have any last piece of advice, now is the time. If not, then just thank you again for meeting with us and sharing your wisdom.
Well, you're quite welcome, and hopefully you will be a part of the DO family, and especially from TCOM. And hopefully one day we'll get together once this pandemic clears up, and when we get our alumni and coming back to campus, and hopefully I'll get to meet the students.
Absolutely, you're welcome anytime.
Okay, you are. Thank you.